Hey, it's Neil. It's April 2nd, 2024, and this is a video about stand-ins. Stand-in is a file that stands in for the actual file until you can upload it, and the reason is to circumvent the file size limit on uploads to Cloud Run servers. So I have the sample code here. It's in mvp.html, and this uses my fancy new super fetch function called API, which allows us to watch the progress of things, and otherwise uses fetch underneath if progress is unnecessary. So just to get things off, let me show you what we have. What I'm trying to do is, if I get a file object here, and that's an actual file, capital F-I-L-E, and I'm just passing that in as a post parameter, so that makes it a multi-part post, and I'm posting that to the V endpoint as we've done in the past. Now when I get a response, it's possible that I'll get something back like this, specifically this on Cloud Run, and if a 413 comes back, it means I can't upload everything in one go. In that case, what I need to do is create the stand-in object, which again is a post, but the difference is for the file parameter, instead of putting in an actual file, I'm just specifying the name. And then after that's complete, I'll actually have the object, but there's nothing in the video file. It's just one of these stand-ins, and you can find those under assets and just look at stand-in, and they look like this. Then you post to the assets URL, which you can get using the ID of the V object, and then the original name, right? That's going to be the sanitized file name that we uploaded. And this is going to get us a signed URL, full URL, and then the last thing is a put. So if the file is small enough, we can just do a single post. If it's not small enough, then we actually need to do 4 total requests, that original post, and then post to create the stand-in because there was an error, get the signed URL, and upload the data. And additionally, this superfetch function API will do an options call just to check to see if there's a redirect that happens, because posting through XML HTTP request, if there's a redirect, causes a get to happen instead of a post, which is not fun. So let's go ahead and try this out. And I just uploaded this, so I'm going to refresh. And the root endpoint, which loads all the videos, takes a really long time, and that's okay. That's fine for what we want right now. So let's watch what happens when we upload a small video. So in this case, to upload a small video, we just had to do one post, and then we get the result. So there you have it. That's the video. Now if we want to do a bigger video, we're going to have to go through what I just showed you. So let's watch that flow at work. We'll use a slightly bigger video. This is just over the limit. What's interesting to note here is when we post the data, if you put, this doesn't happen, but if you post the data, it will upload all of it and then get an error, and then we have to put it. And we can hide these, the verbose stuff. So something to note here, you're going to see these in the console log, these errors to access this due to pre-flight, and that's just, right now I'm doing an options call to see if there's a redirect, and it can result in a CORS error, and I just ignore those, because if there's a CORS error, then I know there's probably not going to be a redirect. So there you have it. So let's watch what happened here. So we tried to do a post, this one. Payload was too large, right? The payload was the actual binary file. So then the next thing we do is and also note that we don't control this error. This comes from the Google front-end server. So we do a post with just the file name. So this is URL encoded. And the response to that is we created the object, but now the object is very, very tiny because it's just that stand-in. And you can see under server, Google front end, we don't override that, but this is our server. So now we've created the object. Now we want to get the signed URL. So we post to the asset URL, responds just with the signed URL. And then what we do is we do an options, which failed. That's fine. And then we don't do these. These are done by the browser. So this is our request here. And in this case, we're just going to put directly to that signed URL. And also important to note that, just as I discussed in previous videos, we set the content type of what we're posting so that it sets it correctly in Google Cloud Storage, the metadata. That way, when we click on this, it's going to allow us to view it in the browser, because that header, content type header, is going to come back when we download it. And then lastly, after it's uploaded, we hit the V endpoint. And I purposely hit the V endpoint without the / so I could watch redirects happen. So notice that I'm redirecting from here to here, and then it gets all of the objects. So go ahead and check it out. Let's make sure this works. There you go. And if you want to look at the code, this is going to replace the old Bootstrap crap. Notice there's no fun UI on it, because it's just supposed to be skeletal code so we can watch this stuff work. That's under tests and mvp.html and mvp.js. And there's our big file.
Hey folks.
Hey folks. There you go. Stand-ins and big file uploads. There you have it.